Over the usable lifetime of any installed residential or commercial flooring material, there is a certain probability that the flooring material will at some point be exposed to excessive surface moisture from a refrigerator, ice maker leakage, rainwater from an open doorway or window, leaking planters, spilled refreshments, and cleaning or maintenance container spills. This test method is designed to evaluate the ability of underlayment materials to protect a given laminate or floating wood floor material in the presence of incidental surface moisture. Sound choice underlayment was cut to fit the 21-inch by 15-inch by 5-inch test tray, leaving about a half-inch gap around the perimeter. Sound choice was cut into 2 pieces and then installed vapor barrier side up with a seam down the middle of the test tray length. The seams were butted together and then taped with duct tape according to the manufacturer's instructions. Laminate flooring was installed, leaving a 3/8-inch gap around the perimeter. 24 ounces of water, approximately 5 times the weight of the sound choice pad, were poured onto the surface near the middle of the test sample at a rate of approximately 12 ounces per minute. Initial observation showed that the water ran across the surface of the flooring and into the perimeter of the test tray. Over the next 20 minutes, the fibers portion of sound choice has absorbed the bulk of the water on the perimeter of the tray. After 30 minutes, the water on the surface of the flooring material was dried with a paper towel. The laminate test floor was lifted from one side. There were dark areas below the blue vapor barrier that appeared to be moist. However, both the underside of the laminate and the top side of the underlayment were dry to the touch. Observations after 1 week showed that there was no damage to the laminate flooring material. The areas between the laminate and the underlayment was still dry to the touch. There was no water observed in the test tray. Non-absorbent underlayment was cut to fit the 21-inch by 15-inch by 5-inch test tray, butting the underlayment up against the edge of the tray according to the manufacturer's instructions for a non-concrete installation. Laminate flooring was then installed, leaving a 3/8-inch gap around the perimeter. 24 ounces of water was poured onto the surface near the middle of the test sample at a rate of 12 ounces per minute. The water ran across the surface of the floor and into the perimeter of the test tray. Water seeped both below and above the non-absorbent underlayment. After 30 minutes, the water remaining on the surface of the flooring was dried with a paper towel. The laminate floor was lifted from the side. Water was present on both underside of the laminate flooring and the top side of the underlayment. After 1 week, severe water damage was observed on the laminate flooring material. The perimeter edges of the material had swelled dramatically. The seam areas were peaking and the seam gaps had visibly separated. The areas between the laminate flooring and the underlayment was still wet and the water was still present in the perimeter of the test tray. If the floor is not sealed around the base trim of the walls, water can run down and underneath the floor. Typical non-absorbent underlayments can force some of the moisture between the underlayment and the bottom surface of the laminate flooring, causing warping and buckling. Sound choice will capture any water that works its way down the perimeter of the floor. When properly installed, it will wick water and disperse it throughout the pad, while the attached vapor barrier on the top will protect your flooring. Harmful moisture can eventually escape through the subfloor or evaporate. Moderate amounts of water will eventually dissipate over time if the source of the water, such as a leak, is stopped. In summary, Sound Choice underlayment appears to protect the overlaying laminate flooring from damage due to incidental spills, while non-absorbent underlayments do not. It is for this reason that Sound Choice is backed with an unprecedented limited lifetime warranty, including replacement of damaged flooring.